Hello, everyone, and welcome to Naturally Brown Woman. I'm Tammy Williams. I am so excited to have with me one of they call her the star maker. Let me just say that. They call her the star maker. And we're going to tell you all the reasons why. But she's a mother also. She is CEO and founder of AGI Entertainment here in Atlanta. She and her husband kind of tag team on the company. And well, actually, it's a whole family thing. It's a whole family thing. And today we want to address, we want to talk to parents, we want to talk to anyone who have children, and you're thinking about like, hey, I want to put my child in show business. I want them to be an actor, and they want to be an actor, and they should be an actor because they're always acting. And so I want to get them out there. So we have the perfect person for you to talk to today, and her name is Natasha Garcia. Hello, Natasha. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I would say that we're here in the studio, but we're all in our homes during this time, which is actually just great.
It's awesome.
We can work with that too. You have been in the business of entertainment and working with children and adults for about 20 years, over 20 years in this business, including being a performer yourself.
Yes.
And I want to jump right into it. And I know that you have parents probably stop you on the street. Everybody wants to be an actor, especially here in Atlanta, that the film industry has just really blown up.
Absolutely.
What's your first response to that?
Well, first thing is if the kid is talented and they're showing like promise, or people are telling them, hey, you need to put your kid in performing arts, I think that is a wonderful start for anyone, right? Whether they want to be a star or not, I think the performing arts just gives so much wealth of knowledge and personality and confidence to any human being, right? So I always tell parents, hey, get them in training. That's the first step. Don't already see your kid on TV, or, how fast it's going to be, or I want my kid to be a star right now. No, it starts at the ground level of training and understanding. Even if they're talented, even if they have something, they still need to know how to use that something. So the first thing I do is say, okay, you want your kid to be in the business? Here's my information. You need to put them in classes.
So first thing you say to parents is you got to get your kid in training. And that is so important. Now, sometimes people think that acting is so easy. Well, I'm just going to say a few lines. But you and I, with me being in the film industry and working as a producer director, and we know how important that technique is. Natural talent, but you have to learn the basics. The basics.
I tell people all the time, just because you can run fast doesn't mean that you're going to be a track star. You need a coach, right? Yeah. You need a coach to learn how to use that natural talent to help you win the game. And just because you have natural talent, again, without training and a coach, it won't last long. You won't be competitive. You won't be able to compete with other people that are training. So that raw talent thing is out the door. It's good to start with, but you have to be coached and trained to understand how to use it. And I can even say that for myself. I grew up singing, 10 years old, I was singing and performing. I didn't have formal training until I was like 18 years old. But by the time I turned 18, I had already damaged my voice some because I was singing without coaching. I didn't know how to breathe from my diaphragm. I didn't know how to maintain my vocals. I didn't know how to take care of my vocals. So again, I was singing and performing and doing what I love, but I was damaging my instrument because of lack of training.
That's so important. Just, and you train kids and adults. I say kids, but our focus today is on children, but you do both in all three areas, singing, dancing, and acting. And I remember coming to your school once, and you had this thing of, hey, because I'm like, Natasha, I don't think I could really sing. And you're like, oh, I can teach you to sing. Everybody can sing. You just have to build that confidence. And I'm like, you know what? I never thought of that perspective. Although, I've never sat down with you for you to train me. I'm looking forward to that.
You need to do it.
I keep telling my husband I need a record deal, and he kind of like goes, I don't know. Keep writing. But I believe, if you believe in me, Natasha, then I believe in me. So, but you train in all three areas. How important is that to not just act, but entertainment in general, to have that knowledge?
Well, I feel like in order to be marketable, you have to bring more than one thing to the table. I tell people all the time, we don't want a one-trick pony. One-trick ponies are not going to get casted in things. Even if you're thinking about being a series regular in a TV show, that actor, that character is going to have an arc of a life. And in that arc of a life, they may end up going to dance school. They may end up taking vocal lessons. They may end up doing whatever on that show. And if you're not comfortable in your own skin and you're not at least okay with people hearing you, maybe not even sound good, because so many people get so nervous when you say, hey, sing something for me. If they can't sing, they're like, oh my God, I can't sing. And they may start crying and get really upset. I just want people to be comfortable in their own skin. I want them to be okay, fearless in whatever you ask me to do. You don't have to be great at all of it, but you want to bring as much to the table. So I have this triple threat philosophy that everyone does everything. I don't care who you are. Yeah. We're going to do triple threat. And I, again, just want you, if you had to stand up in front of a group of 200 people and sound a hot mess, and you don't sound great, but you have the confidence to stand up and sing a song without folding, without being afraid, without crying, then I'm like, okay, we're ready, because you don't know what you're going to be asked to do on a set or what your character's life is going to be in that movie or that TV show.
Yeah, you are so right, because I've had people to say, hey, I have someone, my cousin, my friend, they can act and they want, can you put them in your next project? And it's like, but they're a little shy, but they'll come out. And I'm thinking, that's great, but I really need for them to get beyond shy, because when it's time for cameras to roll and for them to hit their mark and do their thing, I can't, that's not a time to bring out shyness to overcome fear, because we know that, actors are maybe a little nervous sometimes anyway. But if you have someone who's totally shy, so you're right. And training is definitely necessary, being comfortable in your own skin.
Paramount.
I love your philosophy. When I actually witnessed and saw you training, and you have this thing, you'll say, okay, the kids have to go out behind the curtain. They come out running and say, I'm ready to work.
Yes.
Tell me about that and why you've incorporated that in your program.
I think that with children and people in general, we're used to walking into a room based on how we feel and not coming in with energy. As an actor, as a performer, we're supposed to bring something into the room. We should light up the room when we walk in the room. And I teach my little kids, like 4 to 6 years old, that we flip the switch. So when we flip the switch, it's time for you to be on. When we turn the flip switch off, then you can be off. So if mommy says, hey, we're going on an audition with an agent, we don't want to know how you feel about that when we get there. And I don't feel like doing it. No, flipping the switch. And when we flip the switch on, your personality comes out. So one of the things that I do at AGI is that we tell them, okay, no, you can't come in here looking sad, looking tired, looking like you don't want to be here. No, when you come in, I'm here and I'm ready to work. And if we don't believe you, you go right back outside until we believe it, right? Because again, it's not about you. It's what you bring to the table. And you want to bring your energy, your personality. Some people have like mean resting faces and they don't know it, right? Yeah. So, like for me, if I'm not smiling or if my lips are not parted open and I take a picture with my mouth closed, I look really mean. Well, if I'm going to look mean and I'm coming on a casting with you, Tammy, and you're thinking, hey, I need to cast a mom who's just a sweetheart, loves people, and I come in with my face looking mean, I may be perfect for the role, but you're thinking, I don't really like her energy, right? And so I'm trying to help people understand that you have to bring the energy in the room. It's not, oh, this is just who I am. No, if you want to work in this business, you need to be able to show people that you're easy to work with, you're a team player, you're going to bring energy on the set, especially if it's a show that continues for 7 years. Yes. I've got to look at you for 7 years. And if you walk in there looking mean every day, you're going to make my job really hard.
Right. And you know what? It's easier to work with somebody. It's easier to work with someone who has a great disposition, great character, and talented. Sometimes, we'll choose the character, the good energy over someone who may be even more talented. It's like, yeah, they're talented, but their disposition is not good. They're not responsible. All those things that you have to weigh out when you're bringing someone on set, and you have to ask yourself, do I want to go through all this in addition to having to move, production along?
Yeah, I tell people now, the most talented people are not the ones that always book the job, right? A lot of talented people are lazy. They're entitled. you know, they don't practice. And then you get someone that's eager and hungry, may not be as talented, but their work ethic is strong. Their
Yes.
disposition
Yes.
is strong. People just like them. They light up the room. I'm going to cast them first
Yes.
and be like,
Yes.
you know, I can deal with the talent. I can make them look good, but I just like them as a person.
Yeah. And you know what? You've done a great job at that, Natasha. Known you for a long time.
Yes.
Well, how many years? I think we've had maybe 10, 15 years
No,
ago.
probably 15. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've done some projects, and I've actually used some of your students in
You
kids
have.
shows that we've had going on. Even you did a voiceover for a commercial that we did.
I
So
did.
yeah, you did. And you know, and it's been really great. I can definitely say that everyone that you've sent our way has been just the best at, you know, not only they're talented, but just great people. They know what to do, and they're very flexible, you know, when things have to be changed. And I can't say enough from that. And they've all come, you know, they've come from your place.
Thank
So
you.
kudos to you and your whole AGI team. Now,
Yeah.
we also know that you are everywhere. Your students are cropping up all over television, and
Yeah.
that is so exciting to see. You know,
Oh my God.
The Voice, you know, Hello
Yeah.
Sunday. When those girls
Yeah.
were singing on The Voice, I'm like, and they were talking about, well, we're from a company, you know, in Atlanta. I was like, I know exactly where you're from. Look at that. I told my husband, come and look, come and look. They came from Natasha. She trained them.
Yes. Yes.
And to see them go into, I think the top 10, they made it through the top 10, like the top
Top
5,
six.
weren't they?
Top six.
Yeah, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and then,
13 when we started that, and they were top 6, 14, youngest ever to do it. First duo, youngest
wow.
duo. Yeah, they did really well. Very proud of them.
Yeah, and I love their name, even Hello Sunday. It's just something
Yes.
special about that name.
Yes.
And you've had another person on The Voice. You've had two to three people on The Voice.
Yes, Anaya Cheyenne also, who's my goddaughter, but also in the group Pink Heart. She did really good on The Voice, made it to Team Kelly really well, came right after Hello Sunday. So even the people at The Voice was like, who is this lady?
Yeah.
Who is AGI? Where are these kids coming from? Because they are incredible. My son Brandon is their creative director. So he was helping them with the vocal stuff. And it was just amazing to see how everybody was responding to the type of people that we produce, which was great.
Yeah, yeah. And Brandon himself on Songland.
He
I
did.
mean, oh my gosh, just he was writing and singing, and I'm
Yes.
like, I know him too. He's from your that's your son. Her son Brandon is very creative and very talented, and we were all cheering for him on Songland.
Yes.
So congratulations to that.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done other things too. You've had kids in the Little.
Yeah, so I had a dancer in Little, which
Uh-huh.
was great. I actually got her that gig. I connected her with, I feel like it was Dance 411, and they were looking for people, but she wasn't signed to them. They just contacted me and asked me. I sent her over. She got the part, which was amazing. So that was her first booking. Her name is AJ. Young Dylan, I'm so proud to have a series regular on Young Dylan. Selena Smith, she's 11 years old, living her dream, working with Tyler Perry and Nickelodeon. Jalen Hall is a series regular on All American. He also came from AGI. He's in his 3rd season now. He's 14. He started with me when he was 9. I got him his agent in Atlanta, his agent in LA, and the rest is history. Zoe Renee, she started with me when she was probably 13. She's 21 now. She was a series regular on The Quad, but also the last thing that she did was the Nancy Drew movie, which she did a great job. So proud of her. And the list goes on and on. I had Selena Smith was on Lion King. She actually did a 1.5-year tour at like 9 years old on the road with her mom doing Lion King, which is incredible. Maisha McQueen, the waitress, I booked her on a Broadway tour.
Oh my God.
Like an adult, which was great.
Yes. So these children, I mean, talent students are everywhere. I mean,
everywhere.
From singing to songwriting to Broadway to voiceover actors.
Yes.
I am so excited for you, Natasha. Tell me, what is it? What's your motivation? What is it that gets you up? Because we know that entertainment business is not, there are no guarantees. And it could be a hard road to
It's a
travel.
hard business.
What gets you up? What gets you going?
I want to say I've realized now that I enjoy unlocking the potential in people. Like that process. Some people invest in things. I like to invest in earthen vessels, people, and
Yes.
see them flourish and grow. I think being an entertainer myself, starting at 10, and not really knowing everything about the business, when my husband and I decided to start AGI, which was 20 years ago, we wanted to right the wrongs, if you will. We wanted to be a place that was safe, that people could come, learn, develop, grow. Parents didn't have to worry about what was going to happen with their kids, who was going to be with their kids, or the Hollywood thing. Oh, I don't want my kids to get Hollywood.
Yes.
So, being able to teach them character, integrity, work ethic, all of that stuff, along with talent, and hearing people tell me how amazing my kids are and adults on the set makes me feel like, wow, job well done. So after 20 years of doing this, I just released my own single, which I'm so excited about.
And I'm excited because I'm like, please sing, please sing. I will catch your videos on YouTube and go like, okay, she's singing, I love it.
So
Congratulations.
excited. I feel like when I started AGI 20 years ago, it was based on the scripture, so many different scriptures, but the one thing about if you make it happen for others, God will make it happen for you. And that was kind of like my thing. So after 20 years and God bringing it back around and my son writing me a song, say, hey mom, we need to get in the studio and do this song. And I'm now 50 and I recorded this song, I put it out. And now I have somebody who just did a remix for it. And he's telling me, oh my God, this song's going to be a hit. And I'm just like, wow, if that happens or when that happens, I know that it's God literally saying, okay, you've sown 20 years.
Yes.
You've given all you have to all these people. Now I'm going to bring my promise back to you and make your dream happen, which was always my dream to sing. I love singing. So
yeah,
I'm so excited.
I love it. I'm excited for you too. So let's give parents some tips. What would be your top 3 things you would tell parents on, or even if you have more, the do's and don'ts of entertainment?
Well, it's, I wrote a book. I don't know if you know about the book I wrote, but I wrote a book. It's on Amazon, and it's called The Parent Guide. And the subtitle is My Kid Has Talent, Now What? Right?
Yes.
Because a lot of times, here's the way this happens. Parents will be out and about, or kids or whatever, and people will come to you and say, hey, your kid should be on TV. Oh my God, your kid has great personality. And as a parent, you really don't know. God is funny like that. Most times, parents that have really talented kids are like accountants and doctors, and they don't really have that performing thing. So they're like, what do I do with that? So I would say first step again is training. And just like you can find a church on any corner, you can find a training school on any corner too, but you want to go to the right place, right? You want to go to the place that's going to develop your kid, that's going to nourish your kid, that's going to take care of your kid, but then also can help your kid, right? Because a lot of places will train you, but they don't really connect you. One of the reasons that we connect people is because, again, being an entertainer myself, no one connected me. So it's like, okay, am I going to just train forever and no one's going to help me? So I want to help people. So that's a part of our school that most people don't do. So number 1, going somewhere to get training. Number 2, never coaching your kids. I tell parents all the time, do not coach your kids. Even if you've been in the business, you don't want to coach your kids. You want to be the mom, you want to be the dad. This industry is hard enough than to have an overbearing parent trying to tell you how to act and they've never
Very good.
Or trying to tell you how to sing and they've never sang before. And I learned that lesson early on with my son. I think when he was 16, and I was an entertainer, but he said to me, Mom, I just kind of need a mom. Like, I want you to be with me about my auditions. Like, I'm already going off about clean your room. So if you want to hear clean your room and did you do your audition? So I learned that mom. So that's another thing.
And sometimes parents are not always as patient with their own kids.
Right.
Yeah. I've had someone come into my studio and they wanted to direct their child in doing on camera movie reviews that they were doing. And eventually I said, can I assist you? And I was like, and he stepped to the side and I started directing his child and she just kind of flourished. And he was like, it's like, well, you're the dad and you're, you can direct other people, but you can't direct your own child right now because she's frustrated and you're frustrated and nothing's getting done. So,
exactly. Yeah. So that's, and then I would say my third tip, is to, you know how we tell children a lot of times to be seen and not heard, or we'll say, you know, when you walk in here, you better be quiet, I'm going into this meeting.
Yes.
It's flipped for the parents and the children in the entertainment business. I always tell my parents to bring a book, bring something you can do, because you want to sit in the corner, tuck in the corner. You want to be in eyesight and earshot of your kid to make sure you can see them, but you don't want to say anything because you want to be easy to work with. Here's the thing. Here's a secret. No matter how talented your kid is, if I don't like you as a parent, I will not work with your kid.
You know,
period, point blank.
You hit the hammer with the nail on the hammer. It's the same thing when we're, you know, casting for a film. Exactly. Because that's one of those things that if the parent is hard to deal with, no matter how talented and beautiful that child is, again, you have to weigh out the whole thing. And you're like, no, I got to find somebody who's, the parent knows how to flow. The child knows how to flow. You're right. Management can kill a performance, can kill a child's career. You're exactly right. Yeah.
I tell parents that all the time. I say, I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer in this business. You are his mom.
Yeah.
Right over here. Okay, come on, Johnny. We'll work with you right now. And you have to really die to yourself and understand that this is not about me.
Yes.
So I train parents as well. In my program, we do workshops for parents all the time because I've learned that if I have a trained parent that understands it, it's going to be easier for the kid.
Very good. Very good. So you have a very well-rounded program there. And definitely, guys, if you're looking to get your child into entertainment and you want to do the training, you know, do the work behind it, definitely check out AGI Entertainment based here in Atlanta. And I'm sure if you need a virtual call, virtual coaching, she's available to do that as well.
All of it. Yes.
And you know what, another thing about working in the business, you know, and this is naturally brown woman, we talk about everything, including our natural hair. And I know that you had a whole natural hair journey, but also in the business when parents have, you know, little girls and you're talking about hairstyles and wigs and all those type of things. As we talk about hair, what is some of the tips you may give on what the parents can expect as far as hair and what to do?
Well, I think that, especially with African-American kids, I always loved big hair. Big hair does it. And it seems like even in casting, you know, big hair is a thing right now. I always say if you look at the TV shows and you look at the kids that are working and you look at the hairstyles, you can pretty much say, okay, I can tell what's in, right? So braids are not always the best thing to do because it kind of limits you. But the big natural hair where you twist your hair out and then pull it out, it's like, oh my God, people just love that when they see a kid walk in the room with confidence and their hair is all over the place, which is how I normally wear my hair, really big and just messy. And I love it, right? I think now the stage has changed where, you know, before African-American women felt like they had to have perms, they had to have, you know, weaves down their back or whatever just to work in the business. But now our authentic, beautiful brown selves are being accepted in the industry for who we are, which is really good. So I would say the more natural you can go, you know, no color and, you know, you want to be a blank canvas, basically. So when you do your headshots, if your kid is able to wear their hair big and curly, do that. And then maybe you can press it out as well, or maybe put it in a ponytail, and that's another look. But you don't have to worry about someone trying to change your kid's hair. If they want them to look different, then they can always put a wig or, you know, whatever, ponytail or whatever they need to do. But yeah, natural is in right now. So,
yes.
Beautiful.
You know what? You've given us so much wonderful information today. And I definitely want to thank you. And again, guys, check out AGI. Natasha, tell us about some other platforms that you on that people can connect with you guys.
Absolutely. So we have an amazing website. I love it, at a new website at agientertainment.com. Check it out. I'm also on Instagram. I am Natasha Garcia. And also there's the AGI Entertainment official page on Instagram. We're on Facebook. I am Natasha Garcia, and then there's another AGI Entertainment on Facebook. And then we're on YouTube as well. So you can just put in AGI Entertainment and see what comes up, watch some of our videos and all of that cool stuff.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. And guys, remember, behind every great actor, singer, or dancer is a great coach, and you've met one today. So be sure and give her a call and tell everybody you know about AGI and Natasha Garcia. Thank you so much, and we'll
Absolutely.
see you all next time.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You're so welcome.